Children of the night, what music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's that?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brain.
Welcome to Final Guys, where hopes and dreams go to die. We're here to make America lesser again, any way we can. And we're going to talk nothing but horror, and maybe great horror, or maybe terrible horror today. I don't know. Jason's out of Amityville Bullets, although I almost did buy you the new one that was in Walmart yesterday.
Oh, God.
But it was a little too much money for a gag gift. I was like, no, not for this. I can't fully support this. As always, I'm Hunter Shea, joined by Jason Brandt.
Hello.
Self-flagellating horror viewer, Jack Campese.
Pow pow.
Our Pope of Horror. And Tim Meyer.
Yo.
Yeah, he's our little altar boy that the Pope likes to hang out with.
Yep.
So, by the way, did you guys see that the Pope, supposedly his Twitter account or Instagram account, liked a photo of this bikini, like, Instagram model in a Catholic girl outfit?
That's amazing.
Yeah, she had a real big badonkadonk, too.
He's very progressive.
Good
I
for
like
him.
Pope Francis is awesome. We have similar taste. So we're going to do a truncated episode right now because we want to get this out to you now, and then we're going to do an episode later that you're not going to get to watch live. So I'm sorry, live peeps. We're going to do it so that way you can watch it, next week when you're watching the parade. You can listen to us in your ear holes.
We won't have all the genius comments we have each week.
That helps us
Finally,
out so
concentrate on the horror.
So, speaking of horror, what are the drinking rules? Because some of us are drinking tonight.
Well, let's see. Thank you for these, Sheridan Bradford, by the way. Jack, your words are Forster, Clown, and Moon. Hunter, yours are Cops, Cereal, and Cabin. Mine are Writing, Bad, and Humor. And Man Buns is Kill, Short, and Alcoholic. And the bonus words are Town, Wolf, with an L, and Taxidermist.
No, that is so wrong because it's woof. We all know it's woof.
Bitch. Ruined my life with that comment.
By the way, the big movie we're going to do tonight is The Wolf of Snow Hollow, which I could not for the life of me remember this name. I called it every permutation there could be. I'm like, I don't know, Wolf Cop 4.
I keep calling it Snow Creek.
The best part is, as we're watching the movie, I keep turning to my wife going, yeah, Jason calls it Woof. She's like, no, he doesn't. I'm like, no, he really does.
The Wolf Cop of Snow Creek.
His best friend growing up was a rock.
That's actually a better name for this movie, The Wolf Cop.
Yeah. Wolf Cop. So, as always, before we jump into the fun and games, Jack, what's in the news? There's the
All
sheet.
right. Remember how a couple of weeks ago I told you how Stephen King had commented on how there was going to be a season 2 of The Outsider and that he had seen some of the scripts and that this was going to happen and everything? Well, slow your roll, everybody. HBO has canceled The Outsider.
What? Really?
Terrible.
Boom. Now, the MRC, which is the studio that behind it, is going to shop it to other networks, so somebody else might pick it up. But HBO, I don't know whether it's with COVID, it's too much of a production, or maybe they did the math and a season 2 is not attractive enough. But
I think it's humbling to see Stephen King get canceled on something. And this might have saved the entire thing because I don't know if you could do 20 episodes on one book.
Well, that story's done from the book. So whatever they would do next would have to be completely new material.
That's straight up garbage. Yeah, good thing.
And now you're getting Game of Thrones after they passed the book.
Maybe that's what they're thinking. Yeah.
I thought they were going to do the novella from If It Bleeds, the novella that has, it's basically like a sequel to it.
Right.
So,
yeah, well, I don't know.
It's going to have to bleed on over to Tubi TV.
Tubi.
I'm surprised they canceled it though, because they're spending like gobs of money on stuff for HBO Max. So just, I don't know. Maybe they read the scripts and they were like, nah.
I don't know what kind of ratings that one got. So
Yeah, maybe that's a real like. Look, we love the horror community, and the horror community loves its horror, but it's not the majority.
Yeah, maybe it just didn't do well at all.
also the horror stuff that does hit is the CW level stuff. That's like Sabrina, the teenage witch. And stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger
That's
Things.
canceled.
I do have a question before we go on. I think I asked this before. What is the difference between all these HBOs? There's HBO Now, HBO Max. Is there one you can get where you have access to everything?
So
I
HBO
have
Max
none
is
of
the
them.
new one. They got rid of
Yeah.
HBO Go. I subscribe
Okay.
to HBO, but I can't get it on my TV or my Amazon box. However, supposedly today you can get it on Amazon.
Yep.
Tim,
Yeah, I just got an email that said that we're going to be able to get HBO Max included in our HBO subscription through Prime. So I'm pretty excited about that because there's a few shows that are on Max that aren't on regular HBO that I want to check out.
Oh,
So
fuck them. I
So-
mean, really, enough.
So the Max, will that give you access to everything on HBO? and
Yeah.
vice versa.
yeah, I believe
it's
so.
just the streaming option.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just like another level up. I believe. I don't know. I don't have Max. I just have the regular HBO. So
I think if you have regular HBO, you get the Max.
now, but you never used to.
Right.
I'm waiting for all this to implode, and we're about 2 years away from people just going.
It's all going to
"No."
go back to three
I don't know,
networks.
man.
Yeah, we're almost back to cable. You're going to end up spending $100 on streaming services, but at least you actually get things you want, I guess. Whereas before
Yeah.
you had,
Shit that you just
Whatever.
will never watch. Yeah.
Mm.
I only have cable now for sports. That's it. It's the only thing I really watch on
Sports.
sports.
I haven't had cable since like 06.
Well, I mean, come on, before you grew up. Hey,
That's
look,
true.
I got cable. This cable fell off the back of a truck going down the interstate.
You know what, man? Your words are hurtful to me.
I say it out of love.
You got a pretty mouth, boy. All right. The other thing was going to callbacks to old news stories. Remember how when we were talking about Jordan Peele and his Candyman, and he was
Mhm.
going to do People Under the Stairs, and we said, "Boy, wouldn't it be nice to see Jordan Peele do something, an original piece?" Well, ask and you shall receive. Jordan Peele's next horror movie is going to hit summer of 2022, but there's no name of it or anything like that. It's
I
just-
won't be alive. Okay.
Yeah. If we make it that far. Also, when somebody gives a date about when something is going to come out, I'm like, okay, let's just see if the stuff they made now ever comes out before we
Yeah.
start worrying about.
Do you
Exactly.
think it'll be have maybe socio-political undertones? What do you think?
I think it's going to be full of titties.
Step outside his box.
It'd be funny if he's just thinking, yeah, I want to do a movie where Joe Bob one goes 137 naked breasts. Says, yeah,
That would
we're
be
going
pretty
with
slick.
that. Is that it, Jack?
Nope, one more.
No,
'Cause
God.
there's
one
no
more.
news next episode. So
No news in the second episode?
no news in the second episode.
This is
it.
unheard of.
We're gonna
Maybe
have to
uncalled
vamp.
for.
We're gonna go long on the movies on next one because this one there's a lot. Quiet Place 2 is done but has not come out yet. But Quiet Place 3 is already in the works. Jeff
That's wishful
Nichols is
thinking.
going to be directing it.
Who?
He's also going to write it, so it's not going to be written by Krasinski, but it's based on the original idea by Krasinski. So
Well, of course.
we could
That's
be
how they
moving
get the
into the Tremors area where suddenly
Those
you know.
things do look like screechers or whatever the hell those things are.
Maybe we'll get some Ass Blasters crossover.
Going to ass blast. Oh, anytime I just want to give myself a chuckle during the day, I just think in my head is like ass blasters. I just laugh.
if the ass blasters were the monsters in A Quiet Place, and there are other ass blasters, when their ass blasts, would the other ass blasters hear it and like run over like or something, or do they know that they're other ass blasters?
We should ask Michael Gross.
My mind is blown right now.
You definitely put more thought into that question than they put into the whole series.
That's a question for Gummer.
So I couldn't think of where I knew Jeff Nichols' name from. He did Taking Shelter, Mud, and Midnight Special.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he's done some good work.
Yeah. Love those movies.
I never saw Midnight Special. That's good.
I remember liking it, but
Yep.
I can't
Yeah,
remember a whole
that's
lot
good.
of it.
It's good. I like Take Shelter better, I think.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good ending.
Well, pretty soon we're all going to be taking shelter, so let's enjoy the
Yes.
freedom while we can.
All right, that's all I got. So let's do something else.
Yeah, let's go talk about the crap we watch.
We have such sights to show you.
All right, Jason, are you feeling better now that Amityville is
Behind
out
you.
of your house and gone?
It's been amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I've been really happy. I didn't even start another series for 2 full weeks. I had to decompress. So it was quite nice.
This is why you're smiling.
It is. I'm so much happier right now.
Well, that's why you should lead us off. Let's hear what you have deuced yourself with to wash away this Amityville horror.
Well, I thought I would go with something highbrow to kind of level the playing field a little bit. So I went with The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Very highbrow.
Which was something I thought we would do a whole episode on because we all love, Haunting of Hill House. But in watching this, the name The Haunting of Bly Manor is kind of deceptive. It's more like the drama of Bly Manor. It's not really a horror show. It's good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like everyone I've talked to has basically said the same thing. Yeah, it's good, but it just didn't grab me. It didn't. I think because we all, at least everyone I've talked to about it so far, everyone went with high expectations for the horror stuff, more of a sequel to The Haunting of Hill House. And this is just not that. It's a love story more than anything else. And that's fine, but it just definitely did not meet my expectations for what I was kind of looking for. Great acting, great cast, great writing. I mean, it's a Mike Flanagan creation, although I believe he only directed the first episode, if I recall.
Oh, really?
I'm not even sure if he wrote the other ones.
The guy who did A Dark Song did a couple of these.
That's such
Really?
a good movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. Oh, so a solid thing. I got to say one thing though. One episode, it's a goddamn flashback, and I'm just watching. Like, are you fucking the whole episode? Like, what are you doing? It gets to the crescendo of the show, and then there's a whole episode of a flashback, and the next episode ends the exact same way the previous one ended. I'm like, are you fucking kidding
It
me?
cuts the momentum hard.
It crushes it.
I hate that.
Like, oh God, if you want to tell that story, put it in the beginning of the show. You're killing me. Listen to me tell Mike Flanagan what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
Well, because of people like you and us, that's why he's got money in his pockets. So he should listen to us.
Definitely not his talent. It's definitely our shitty podcast. 100%. But
Yeah.
when I say great cast, I mean, most of the people in it I had never seen before, but goddamn, really everybody. But this one actor, I think it was a dude who played Owen. I'm going to butcher this. Rahul Kohli. Damn, man, he really stood out. Like he crushed it. Carla Gugino, I mean, what can you say about her?
She's back in it?
She's
Not
in
as
it,
much.
but not that much. She's like
Yeah.
telling the story.
I love her.
But
She's dreamy.
it's really good. I only wanted to mention it for this show just because everybody expects it to be a horror show, and it's just not. So change your expectations. Expect more of a dramatic kind of thing, and maybe you'll enjoy it a little more than everyone else seems to be.
Yeah, I'd heard a lot about it, and I was like, oh, okay. That can sit on the back burner. I don't need to run to see that.
It's good. It's just, it really did not meet my expectations. That's
Right.
all.
All right. Speaking of not meeting expectations, Tim.
Oh, hey. Thanks for that.
I bet you thought I was
think.
going with Jack.
Yeah, I did actually. I did. All right. So I watched a movie that I think just came on Netflix this week or recently. It's called His House. I don't know. Have you guys heard of this one?
I have heard of it. I'm anxious to hear what you have to say.
So I really enjoyed this. I didn't know what to expect. I saw a couple people posting about it and tweeting about it that said it was good. So I just decided to kind of go in blind. I didn't really know too much about it, but it's about a refugee couple from South Sudan who they come over to England and they kind of just try to integrate in with society. And they move into this house, and then just like this crazy stuff, like haunting type stuff happens, and it just gets insane. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of like dream sequences, and it's very surreal, and some very cool visuals. I don't know what the budget was on this one, but it actually looked really good. A lot of the stuff that they were doing, a lot of the special effects, it looked like they used a lot of practical effects too, which I always, I'm a huge fan of over the CGI. So I definitely recommend watching it. It's short, it's only like an hour and a half, and really good storytelling. One of the guys who's in Doctor Who plays one of the doctors is in it. He plays like the agent who helps them find the house to live in.
Matt Smith, I think.
Yeah, Matt Smith. Yeah, and he was good in it. He's not in it that much, but he had a good role. And yeah, the actors they nailed it. Like this was far better than I thought going into it. So I definitely recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I saw a short clip on Netflix when it first dropped, and I added it to my list because I thought it looked pretty neat, but didn't get to it yet.
Yeah,
I think I am down to watching like one thing on Netflix a month right now, so it's nice to know there's a reason to go there.
I mean, that was the thing. I was like, all right, it's on Netflix. Like, how high are my expectations? Not high at all, and I was really blown away by it.
That's
nice
so sad to say.
I'm just glad to hear more stuff is coming out that is good, because I've been like this freaking close to canceling my Netflix.
Yeah,
the last 2 months.
Me too, actually. Yeah. And it's sad because I mean, there's still stuff on there that I'd drop everything to watch, like Stranger Things. I'm gonna watch season 4 as soon as that comes out, and there's some other things on there like Slasher. I've been into lately. There's that series. I don't know if you guys have checked that out, but there's good stuff on there. It's mostly television shows. The movies have been like,
yeah, they took their eye off that. They don't. That's a secondary business for them now.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I don't know. This one is good. Definitely check it out. I'd be interested to get your guys' take on it.
Cool. Jack,
I watched a landmark movie, game changer, called The Craft Legacy.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch this actually.
So I got a kick out of this bad boy. This is the CW soft sequel to the Craft movie.
God damn it!
Yeah, it's got. Listen, the Craft has a very special place in a lot of people's hearts because it's kind of the '90s encapsulated into a movie. It's one of the best witch movies, whether you like the Craft or not. It's one of the best witch movies ever made, and it's got real moments of horror throughout it. So
these girls look really young. They look like actual high school girls.
Yes, they look like actual high school girls. So the first 2 acts of the movie, there's not a lot of action, and they really only develop the lead girl. New girl comes to school. She meets 3 other girls who are witches. They need a 4th to complete their circle or whatever. They don't really have the character buildup that they had in the original Craft, where each girl had the thing they were going through with like the scarring and the racism and the bad home life and all that.
The reason they got into the witchcraft.
Yeah. And there's very little dynamic between them, where, these girls in the regular first one, they got together, then they kind of learned about their powers, and then they kind of turned on each other, and there was real like good scary moments throughout the movies. There's not really a ton of that in this. It's kind of like an X-Men movie, because once they get their powers, like they're doing stuff that totally felt like the New Mutants. Like, oh, I can make fire with my fingertips, and I can do this. So you're watching it going, all right, this is like a really vanilla, maybe like, preteen girls are going to get a kick out of this. I'm clearly not the target audience for this movie.
Really?
So Duchovny's in this.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how was David Duchovny in this?
And
that guy's still alive.
He's kind of sleepwalking in this baby. Michelle Monaghan's in it, and she's wonderful.
She's great.
Yo.
So you get to the 3rd act of this movie, and the
Carla
third act,
Gugino,
Yes.
This is getting weird.
This movie at the 3rd act goes off a cliff, and it watched the Black Christmas remake and took cliff notes.
Oh,
and
God.
It's not as bad as the Black Christmas remake, but
Jesus.
basically there are things like beat for beat that happen, messaging wise and actual action wise, that are very similar. They must have had a restricted budget because hardly anything happens, and the special effects are like Charmed level, CW level at moments. So there is one thing at the very end of the movie that leaves it open for a sequel and links it directly to the original craft. That
I heard that.
They should have. Well, they tease it in the trailer, and then stuff that happens in the trailer doesn't happen in the movie. They should have just run with that. Like they should have introduced what they did at the end halfway through the movie, and I think that it would have been a better. They would have been better for it. So not for me. I'm not going to recommend it. But however, I think like this might be a movie that if you're looking for something harmless for young girls to watch, that maybe it's going to be their thing. But I think fans of the original are you're coming from, there's a sequel to The Craft. You're going to walk away going, oh, okay, whatever.
So you give it one sad boner.
I give it none of those.
What? Okay. You compare it to Black Christmas. How woke is this compared to Black Christmas?
Quite woke, but not. It's not quite as heavy-handed. It's not as heavy-handed.
Nothing is as heavy-handed as that.
But there's some pretty damn woke stuff going on here, so I'm not gonna lie.
Is it time to get concerned about Blumhouse? Because they're taking all these old series and doing sequels and remakes and stuff, and most of them are not working out.
I'm glad you said that. I felt the whole time like this was Blumhouse doing a cash grab, and that they could have made, I don't know their budget situation or whatever, but it feels like maybe they were getting complaints that they weren't doing enough women directed movies. So they said, well, we got the rights to The Craft. Let's just bang one out to get people off our backs, or let's just cash in on the name like they did with Fantasy Island.
Sounds like the Roger Corman way. I mean, really.
And maybe there's like, teenagers are like eating this stuff up on streaming.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Sure. The budgets are low enough. They're probably still making money on all these. It's just they were kicking out such high quality stuff for so long. I'm probably spoiled, and now it feels like they're on kind of a run here where it's not the best.
Just the floodgates are open. Sadly.
Yeah. Listen, the biggest disappointment about this, the woke stuff or whatever, isn't the biggest letdown in this. It's that the original movie had such memorable 4 girls in it, and these girls, I'm no knock against them. It's just they pale in comparison to the original cast and dynamics and all that. So.
Although maybe for this generation, it's memorable to them. Who knows?
Yes, that's it. I can't speak for them, but for crusty old dudes like us,
I have no interest in watching that movie.
No, me either.
I like the first one, so I was like,
I do too.
This could be cool. But now I'm like,
you should watch it just for Duchovny.
All right. But you know what? That's fair.
Fornication.
Wait till it's free and then watch it.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say something I never thought I would say in my life.
Oh, Jesus.
It had been I know, and I say a lot of things.
Yeah. This is concerning already.
Zero filter.
I'm concerned.
For
all of us.
Sad boner. For a year, my daughter and I have been, for some reason, skipping watching 3 from Hell. I don't know why, because I'm a zombie fan. Like, if you go in her room, it's all Rob Zombie and Captain Spaulding. It's the entire room. So finally, we sat down. I said, come on, let's go downstairs. Oh, Grandma wants to stay and hang out? Sure, Grandma can watch 3 from Hell. You haven't seen the other 2? What the fuck? Let's go for this. So we fire this bad boy up. This is the end of the Firefly trilogy, maybe. The scariest thing about this movie was Sid Haig, because... oh my God! I could hear my daughter's heart break when she saw him on screen. It was
so sad,
very sad.
How rough did he look in it?
Bad.
Like he was gone as soon as they finished. Like yelled cut. Like
he wasn't moving very well. It Scares the Care last year.
He wasn't moving so swift when I saw him like 5 years ago. So.
And I think they shot that right after Scares That Care too.
Oh really?
I think so. It was either right before or right after, so it was around the same time.
But he's not in it for very long. You're going to catch a scene because the Fireflies miraculously they survived that shootout at the end of the Devil's Rejects.
I haven't seen it. Spoilers.
He's been shot 20 times.
I don't care.
So I'm expecting my bar was set so low, like an ant could maybe get under the bar, whereas my daughter was kind of excited for it. I got to tell you, this movie wasn't so bad, but here's the thing I thought I'd never say. The best part of this movie was Sherry Moon Zombie.
I like Sherry Moon Zombie.
Absolutely.
Sherry Moon Zombie can sometimes get on my nerves, like very few people can. Like I always say they're going, Rob, we know you love your wife, but there's other actresses out there who can translate this work. Baby in this one is batshit crazy. Like they throw her in a mental ward and she is so over the top, but not that, I don't know. She was really good. Like when she wasn't in a bunch of scenes, you're like, oh man. Because Billy Mosley, I could imagine him saying the words, and then when they called the cut, he'd look and go, "What the fuck, Rob, man? Really? This is what you're making me say?" Like you could I just got this vibe. He was just like, whatever, man. Sid Haig is replaced by Richard Brake, who you'll remember from Rob Zombie's 31 and the recent Tremors movie. He was the big game hunter dude.
Oh yeah, with the nonsensical character. Yeah.
Love that guy.
He was good in this. I really like him. And there's my favorite was the return of the little person from 31 who played Sick Boy. What was this guy's name? Oh, I gotta give him a shout out because Pancho Moller. So in 31, he plays the little Nazi dude who speaks Spanish. This one, he's in Mexico as this Spanish dude helping out Baby and all them. Weird bunch of characters, like always. Everybody's dirty. The language was a little more toned down, a little less F-bombs, a little more, hey, let me hit a thesaurus. So I thought that was really cool. My only complaint, it's a little long. It's like 2 hours, so it's too long. But Sherry Moon Zombie is like so crazy. Even her brother Otis comments. He's like, man, she's not right anymore. And then when they get to Mexico, she's completely sane. I'm like, what the hell happened? So I don't know if they forgot what was going on there.
I really didn't like this movie, but I would have watched a Sherry Moon Zombie and Dee Wallace prison movie like
oh yeah, I forgot.
For 2 hours. That was the best part of this movie. And like they should have just kept it that.
Dee Wallace as the prison guard. Bitch.
Oh, it was so good. She was great in it.
Yeah, they were great. The best part was it was over, and I turned to my daughter. She goes, "Oh, I really like that." She goes, "I'm going to go upstairs watch House of a Thousand Corpses." I'm like, "I'm surprised. It was all right." My mother goes, "Wow, that was really good." I was like, "What?" Okay, sure.
I watched House of a Thousand Corpses when it came out. I was like, "Yeah, this isn't for me," and I have not watched any of the others.
Rewatch it because it ages much better than you think.
I like it.
Well, I didn't like it in the first place. So it can't age well.
I hated it in the first place, and I like that movie a lot now. It's weird.
I still like it.
So
his stuff is so fucking mean. Like it's just mean.
What he does in this, you become completely sympathetic to the Fireflies because what's the only group of people you can make, root for the Fireflies? Mexicans. That's basically the theme of this. No, specifically Mexican drug lords. But it was either them or Muslims. They had to pick somebody, like, Muslim terrorists. It was one of the two. So this is who they chose, and I thought it was actually kind of fun. It wasn't as mean as Devil's Rejects, and I was weird that I was rooting for these assholes to live.
Huh. Well, maybe I'll give it a shot at some point.
Yeah, one day. That'll be your next series.
No, it will not.
It's only 3.
That's
I have no desire to go back to those other 2 movies, but I'll watch Free from Hell sometime.
There you go. We'll watch it together.
I need to watch Lords of Salem. I never saw that.
Oh, that one's my favorite zombie movie.
You fucking weirdo. What?
I like Lords of Salem a lot. That's my favorite zombie movie.
It's so good.
What is the matter with you guys?
Oh,
I lived in Salem, so I want to just see it.
No, you have to watch it. It's great.
I even read the books so I could see if I can make sense of that movie, and it didn't help.
The end is trippy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
man.
those trippy, surreal, like you kind of that blur the lines between reality and fantasy. I like stuff like that.
Oh, all right. Look, I won't begrudge you. I gave him my money. many times over for that movie, so that's fine.
That's on Shudder, right?
No
Is
idea.
it? I
It's
doubt
on
it.
Prime, I think. It's available because I see it all the time pop up.
Yeah, I've almost watched it. It's the 2 hours that I usually get there like late. I'm like, not tonight.
It's definitely worth watching. Definitely check it out.
All right, Jason, what you got?
Well, I'm going to mention a movie just quickly that I watched that I thought would be, the biggest pile of garbage. And it is, but entertainingly so. That is The Velocipaster.
Oh, nice.
This had become a thing. Like, was it maybe last year? It hit Prime. And I didn't watch it because I am not interested in movies that are intentionally bad. I'm interested in watching bad movies.
Oh
that
my
are not
God.
intentional.
Yeah.
But I will say this actually was pretty entertaining. Like, they did a pretty good job. This fight scene with the ninjas and a guy in a paper mache dinosaur costume is fairly solid. It's maybe an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes tops. It moves well. It's as bad as you expect. But it's funny. It's like I said, this is not typically my kind of thing, but it was definitely worth a watch. If
The guy who hosts So Bad It's Good is saying this is this kind of thing.
it's not, because they, like, when you watch it, they clearly were trying to make a bad movie, and I just I don't typically find those funny.
Right.
Like, I've only ever watched the first 2 Sharknadoes. The first one was fine, but it's just not my bag.
Is there a priest in this?
Yes, there is.
I tried to watch it. I got like 10 minutes and I couldn't finish it.
The end is what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but
If it's only an hour and 10, I could get there. Hour and 20, I might not.
this is for the
Fine
Sharknado.
line.
This is for the Sharknado crowd, 100%. If you like watching people just make schlock, knowing they're making it, then give it a shot.
Right. All right, Jack, that's up you. Your alley right there.
I'm on.
You're a Sharknado guy.
I call it Sharknado.
Have you seen them all?
Probably.
I've seen most of them. They're
Space?
I enjoy them.
They come on, you watch them, and you forget. You just remember Tara Reid becomes a robot at some point.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay.
All right, Tim, thrill us with your next pick.
My next pick is actually a television series, an anthology series, because you guys know I've been into the anthologies lately. And this one is on Hulu, and it is called Monsterland. Which
I want to start watching this soon.
Which is based on Nathan Ballingrud's North American Lake Monsters collection.
Oh yeah, got that on the shelf.
Yeah, I've never read it, but I've heard good things, and so I decided to check this out, and I was pleasantly surprised. So each story is, each episode is its own story, like a typical anthology, but there are some crossover things that happen. So like a character in the first episode makes an appearance like throughout the series, in like 3 or 4 other episodes. And then some of the stories are actually linked in a roundabout way. So there's some connections, and some of them are completely standalone. But like the actors are good in it. The picture, that kid, you probably recognize him from Ozark if you watched that show.
Oh yeah.
Looks like Quentin Tarantino there.
It's like a young Quentin Tarantino.
Give me your feet, man.
I know how good my coffee is.
The guy who plays Luke Cage is in an episode. It's got a pretty good cast throughout. And yeah, I mean, I like not all episodes hit for
Rob
me.
Schneider?
No, that guy was in the Ruins. I forget his name.
Oh, the
Yeah.
guy from the Ruins.
Oh yeah.
100 Girls. I think he was in 100 Girls.
You can do it.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go.
That's him. Yeah, I mean, I've seen mixed reviews about it. Like some people aren't into it. It is very slow. So like the episodes, it's almost like art housey. So like the episodes are really slow.
That's
But
fine. As long as they're good.
yeah, they're good, and like the characters are really good. Like the writing's really good on it. So I definitely appreciate it. There were some like episodes I just kind of just want to rewatch just because I thought they were so cool. There's like a mermaid episode, and there's an angel episode. I don't know. Like I was really kind of blown away by it. And yeah, I mean, if you have Hulu, it's probably one of the best things I've ever seen Hulu put out. So
yeah, that they don't have the best track record. But
they don't, like, they really don't have a lot. Like, I honestly thought about canceling my Hulu subscription, and then this actually saved me from doing that. So
as long as
How
they
many-
always have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they have my money.
yeah, well, I have like all those on DVD, so I don't really need it.
La-di-da.
What service are you not subscribed to?
Good question.
you porn premium.
You can use my password if you want.
YouTube has one, right? I don't subscribe to that. I have all the big ones. So I have Prime, I have Hulu, Netflix,
You have Disney
HBO,
Plus?
Showtime, Stars, Disney Plus, yeah, all those. So
Shudder.
Holy crap.
Shudder, yeah. I actually have
Damn,
Shudder. I actually have Shudder twice because I have like it on the website and I have it on the Prime, so I can watch it in different places.
Holy crap!
I'm disgusting, I know, but
That's all right. Give us money so we can promote your show, your station, dudes.
yeah.
No,
Amazing.
that's all right. That's fine.
I should cut back though. I should cut back. I don't need to. Like, there's
Maybe just
time.
one Shutter.
Maybe scale it back to one Shudder subscription.
Maybe just use the app. It's fine. It works great.
Yeah.
No, because I can't. It's like I like watching it on my computer while I'm at work. When I'm at work,
Mhm.
and because I don't have like a TV, I don't have any way to put it like on my TV. I can only watch it through the app, and then I can watch it through Shudder. But the Amazon Prime app that I can put on my TV is different than if you sign up for the website. Like, they have more shit on the website, like
Mhm.
tons more movies. So
You can't put the Shutter app on your TV. That sucks.
no, I
Yeah.
can't get it. I mean, I sometimes I use my apps through like my PS4, but there's no Shudder PS4 app.
Oh,
There's
Roku,
nothing. There's-
baby.
I don't
That's
have
what I use.
Roku, so
You want one for Christmas?
yeah, me.
I'll get you one for Christmas. You want it?
Sure.
All right, you got it. It's my gift to you.
Oh, thanks.
Then you can watch the Bad Ben movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
joy.
For free. All right, Jack.
All right. Since I watched something new, I decided to go back and watch something old. I had bookmarked this
Your
movie
groin?
a long time ago in Prime. I watched The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. This is 1976. Jodie Foster,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
13 years old, right around the time she did Taxi Driver. I had never seen this movie, but I remember as a kid hearing the advertisements for it. The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane. It just sounded like the scariest movie ever.
I'm scared. That was scary.
Mm.
Sorry, but it is. So I was I had some time and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go check this out. I'm glad I did. It's a very interesting. It's 1976 there. So
Look at
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen.
So this girl, Jodie Foster, lives in this house in Maine, and supposedly with her father. But whenever the nosy townspeople come over her house, she's like, "Oh, my father's upstairs working, and he's never around." Turns out she's by herself. And the townspeople are the most nosy people in the world. They keep coming over and forcing themselves in the house and asking her a lot of questions. And Martin Sheen plays this creepy dude who's perving on her.
Oh, that's so
And he's
gross.
got that Martin Sheen voice. And it's just, the man was perfectly cast in this movie because he is creepy as anything. It was fun to watch Jodie Foster because he always talked about how talented she was as a kid actor. And she's talking and she sounds like Clarice Starling in this movie. You're like, oh my gosh.
She always had this very like grown up persona and voice too, even when she was young.
Totally. So that was fun to watch that. So there's somebody.
Maybe we'll stop.
So it was a very fun. It's kind of a hybrid because there's a little bit of horror stuff and there's some death and everything, but it's not like a totally scary movie. I thought it was going to be like, it had a title that was reminiscent of Last House on the Left. So I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this movie? It's way more harmless than that. But it's an interesting little footnote of a movie that a lot of people have heard of, but I don't know if a lot of people have seen it. So it was fun to go back and watch it. and just it's so 70s. So
Yeah.
I had a good time with it. So Hunter, have you ever seen it?
I watched it in the 70s with my Irish grandparents who never watched movies. And my grandmother just kept going, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. That's like all you heard behind you. Like, oh, God. I want to go home. I want to go home. But my grandfather liked it, so he kept it on. But it's a really good movie.
Like I said, I hadn't thought of it in a long time. And then I saw it on Prime one day, so I just bookmarked it. And then I finally got around to it. You got to be like in the mood to watch an old 70s movie because, the pacing is so different than today.
Yeah, but it's a solid movie. I mean, Jodie
Foster.
Foster.
And I'm telling you, just watching Jodie Foster, just like, damn, this girl's talented.
Yeah, she is. I was going to say was. She's still alive. All right. Because Jack, we did Brian Sprague on Monster Men, and I've been on a whole UFO thing. I went to Travis Walton. So Rich Duncan from Ink Heist reached out to me. He goes, hey, did you read this book? And he didn't see this. Then he brought up this movie that's on Prime, Skyman. And I was like, you know what? That's not my cue. I'm going to watch this movie. Like the picture, like the little thumbnail, it looks like what's his face from Breaking Bad. Because the dude in this looks a little like him. It's I don't want to say it's found footage. It's kind of like this pseudo documentary about this guy who had this UFO close encounter of the third kind when he was 10. And since then, he is definitely on the spectrum. And everyone thinks he's a nice enough guy, but they think, all right, he's frigging out there because his 40th birthday is coming up. And he was told 30 years ago that on his 40th birthday, there were certain things he had to do to prepare for the return. And he enlists his friend, his big dude friend who works in some like general store, and his poor sister who he lives with. And they go out to his father had this like friggin' trailer, not like a trailer that you drive, like a giant pod in the middle of the friggin' desert. That was his, I forget what they call it, his high ground house or something like that. HGH, yeah, the high ground house. So like when shit went bad, you would go there, like for the end of the world. So they're kind of setting up the high ground house and everything. And look, if you're waiting for like, aliens that could be zipping around all kinds of craziness, this isn't it. This is more like a character study, really, a thoughtful character study that you don't get to see very often definitely in UFO movies. And it's got a pretty cool ending that makes you think a little bit. But I really like the performance. These were solid performances, especially the woman who played his sister. I thought she was excellent. So check out, if you're into UFOs and aliens and abductions and all that kind of stuff, check this out. This is on the upper echelon of those kinds of movies because they usually just give them short shrift and they don't give a shit what anybody says or does or how it looks. But this is good. Like right up there, Jason, you saw Phoenix Rising, right?
Yep.
Or Phoenix, what was it called? It wasn't Phoenix Rising. It was Phoenix something else. But whatever. It's kind of like that, but better. A better character study.
Oh, I just added it to my list.
Yeah,
check it out.
I dug it.
Cool.
All right. You got anything left, Jason?
Nope.
Right. We're cutting it short because we're going to get to the main feature, which is, Jesus Christ, what's the name? It's the Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Son of a bitch.
The big bad wolf is coming, so hold on to your keisters.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
One to come to mind for me, or anything with a wolf. Yeah, just wolves. I love wolves. Wolves. I don't know. You saw more than one wolf. Would you call it wolves?
Yeah,
a wolf pack.
It's a pack of wolves.
Wolves.
We don't. So I have been asking people from where I'm from, family members and friends, to say wolf and other words with L's. We do not use the L if it's in the middle of a word. We just do not.
Here's a question. If a wolf jumps onto the top of your house, is it on the roof or the roof?
Roof.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out where this
I'm not
lies.
a savage.
Actually, my grandfather said roof.
A lot of people in my family say roof.
Jack, break it down, brother. Oh, good wolf sound.
Ooh.
Really getting into it, man.
Arr.
So you're in a beautiful Utah town. And you have a sheriff with a lot on his plate. He's got a father with ailing health. He's got a community that's not crazy about the police force. And he's got a hair trigger.
To say the
Got
least.
some anger issues. And suddenly there are murders happening that seem to be being done by a werewolf.
Get it right. Thank you.
This is, you got another 15 minutes to go with this, Jason. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
And so as things progress, he is slowly falling apart and succumbing to his demons, we'll say.
I like how you said slowly. It seems pretty rapid.
Rapidly, slowly.
Yeah.
They're synonyms, I think.
I think those would be antonyms.
Whatever. I'm not the writer in this stupid.
I'm here to help.
That's it. Snow Hollow.
Okay.
Oh my God. Tim, what did you think of this one?
All right, so I've been looking for like a good werewolf movie because they are kind of hard to come by, I think.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I have to say I thought this was pretty good. It wasn't the best movie ever made. Had a cool twist in it that I'm sure we'll get into in a few. But my favorite thing about this is the comedy that was in it. I wasn't expecting it to be so funny. And there was like times where I was literally laughing out loud just from like the main character and his like manic expressions and just like the shit that he was saying. Like his dialogue was great. And I didn't know until like halfway in the movie when I was like scrolling through like the credits that he wrote and directed and starred in it. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. And I don't know. I enjoyed this probably more than most people will. But I thought it was a really good movie and well worth the rental.
Jason, by the way, another question, Jason. Now, if you were a kid and you went to go to, I guess, the high school cafeteria to see this on reel to reel, would you call it the Wolf of Snow Holler? Or would it be a hollow?
Hollow.
All right.
Hollow. Yeah.
I didn't know if it could be a holler.
Every time you make fun of him and his upbringing, I feel like he was like one of the kids in Deliverance with like the fucking banjo, and like he had to come back to like a normal society.
He aspired to know
rehabilitated.
Wait, let me check.
Let me know how to play the banjo.
Let me check. Jason, would
Yes.
you say that Hunter has a pretty mouth or a purty mouth?
I would say pretty, but you would hear purdy a lot
Purdy.
where I'm from. I mean,
I like
crick,
a compliment.
crick instead of creek, shit like that was where I grew up. And I'm the nerdy dude from where I grew up. I'm not like my brother was like the redneck.
Dude, I could tell.
Really? How?
I could totally tell. Oh, all right. Give us your thought on this
that's a
one.
movie. That's right. When I saw Jim Cummings wrote, directed, and starred in it, I was nervous because a lot of times that can slide into vanity project territory where it's like, oh God, like that's some of the best So Bad It's Good movies ever. One guy did like 15 things and it's just the best. Fortunately, this was not that. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought the humor was good. I thought there was some really cool scenes in it with a werewolf that I liked. I mean, really, I only had a couple little gripes, but it's not like the greatest movie of the year or anything, but it was just solid, like all around. I really enjoyed watching it.
What about you, Jack?
I watched this movie and I was engaged the whole time. Like, what are they doing? Because anytime you have a movie like this where is this paranormal or not? And where are they going with this? And then there's so many curveballs with the humor, the dark humor, the moments of drama in it. It's a real character piece. And then some of the humor is just it kind of takes a turn where there's like some real like heart-wrenching moments because this guy is so deep in despair that you're kind of watching a train wreck. That there's times where you're like, oh wait, this is heavier than I thought it was going to be. But there's just laugh out loud moments that are so great.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it twice.
Wow.
Jesus.
Because I liked it, but I was like, wait, did I need to know how I feel about this. I wanted to go back and watch it again and take a look at a few things and reinforced it. I really like this movie a lot. It's high up on my list this year. I think it was really well done, and it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but for me, I really liked it. I thought the triple threat of this guy starring and directing and writing, I thought he put a lot of love into this movie. And yeah, there's maybe a couple of things you can nitpick, but overall, I would recommend it. I think it's a good movie.
I totally get why you watch that again. I sat down with my wife and we're watching it, and 15 minutes in, she goes, "Is this guy the worst actor ever, or is he trying? Is this intentional?" I'm like, I don't really know. Then let me just keep going. And like a half hour again, oh, he's channeling Bruce Campbell. This is like an insane, over the top Bruce Campbell performance he's giving here, and he kind of has a similar face to him. He doesn't have as big a jaw. Once that clicked for me, I was all in, and I'm having this discussion, like I'm having to pause the movie. I said, all the best werewolf movies have humor in them. The American Werewolf in London, Wolf Cop, The Howling.
It's true.
The element of horror. The ones that ditch the horror are usually crap, except Dog Soldiers. That's a pretty good one, and the original Wolfman. But I'm like, trust me, just roll with it. And I think she rolled over and went into defensive sleep.
Does your wife actually like movies?
She does, but I don't know.
I feel like every one of these we watch, you're like, my wife hated it.
Yeah, modern movies, she's checking out. I don't know you know what? It's going back to the music. She's still listening to Tesla, thinking it's new. So I can't help her. There's nothing I can do. I've tried. I really, really like this movie, so much so that I pulled out my book that I hold here are the movies that would be in contention for the end of the year, and I wrote it. I hadn't written anything in there in months. And we're almost at the end of the year. I don't have 13 movies to fill out the top 13. I'm just going to have to pull up the dregs to fill it in. I thought it was funny. Like Tim, the twist in the end, I thought was fantastic. I believe this is Robert Foster's last movie before he passed away. And I thought he was great. And it was kind of sad because I know that he passed away not soon after. And you see them literally as they're holding him up.
Yeah.
Movie all the time. Someone's always got an arm on him holding him up, and I think he put in that guy. He never mailed it in. He was always really good.
Yeah, he's great.
And yeah, I love the werewolf effects in this movie. There was some like really truly terrifying scenes. You got a little bit of gore. You got a lot of bit of funny, and you basically got Evil Dead 2 with a werewolf. And I mean, that's pretty damn good for me.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point in this where you thought that one of us would hate it?
No, that was the thing. I was kind of like, they have to like this movie. Like this is the type of stuff that we watch.
I said Tim's gonna hate this movie. He's gonna tell me Wolf Cop 2 is way better than
God. I'm not a huge Wolf Cop guy. I don't know.
The first one's great, man. The second one, I was so disappointed.
I don't even think I watched this second one, but the first one I was just like, it's okay. It's entertaining.
I love that.
The humor of this was so black and awkward at times.
Real dark.
Yes.
And I really liked it, except for I felt there was one scene where I actually thought it detracted from the movie. And it's a kill scene that's pretty intense so the humor is intercut between a werewolf kill and the sheriff at the morgue arguing with I think the coroner. And the way the humor of the argument is intercut with the kill totally destroyed the intensity of the death scene for me. And I just felt like, man, if you hadn't intercut them, if you just had one after the other, it would have been better off. Because it was like the one time I was like, man, it's what's happening on screen half the time is super intense, and it kind of killed it for me. But otherwise, I thought the humor was
one of the biggest laughs in the movie happens in that morgue scene.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good stuff. I really wanted that creepy scene intact. That was all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The relationship between him and his daughter, they had some scenes that were rough.
Yeah.
Rough. I mean, I was like, holy shit. Like in the midst of this silly werewolf movie, we're getting this dynamic of a smart young girl whose father is a loser alcoholic and how that relationship is. And there were things he was saying to her. I was like, and things she was saying to him. I was like, holy crap. This is like terms of endearment kind of stuff going on.
That's what
It's a wolf movie.
That dark humor. It was funny because a lot of the stuff that was happening was just hilarious. But then when they were kind of getting to the root of his alcoholism and his self-destructive nature and his anger issues, there came a point where suddenly like he put in this performance of like when he like collapses in the kitchen and stuff like that, and the woman finds that suddenly it becomes like poignant. And it's not so funny for a couple of moments, but they never kind of like you're almost like involuntary laughing sometimes at it. Like, and this is I had that mixed emotion where it's like, this is funny, but some of this isn't really funny. This is like really happening. But I thought they handled it really well because it made it a very enjoyable movie on a lot of different fronts.
Yeah. And they threw in a great red herring that you'd have to, I guess, have your eyes open and actually watching the screen to see it and make you think you have shit figured out, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason why I went back to watch it again.
Right. And I loved Ricky Lindholm.
Ricky Lindholm was awesome.
She was
who was that?
really good. She was the deputy or the detective.
Oh yeah, she was great.
Oh my god, she was so good. Like the performance in this they're all, it almost seems like they're too good. There's these weird grounded performances, and then there's these crazy shit things. And
I think the grounded ones keep the kind of over the top characters, like it levels it out enough that it's not too much most of the time. Although I do wonder if how other people will react to this. Are they going to watch like the awkward humor and be like, what the what? Or if they're going to dig it. I don't know. It's
a
an
movie
interesting
that's
film.
like punching you left and right. You don't know where to stand. I can see it.
Well, also, if somebody's just coming in for like a traditional werewolf movie where you don't have to think, and then suddenly you get this. Yeah, this is like Fargo. I kept thinking this is like the Coen brothers made a werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Or like
Kinda,
werewolf,
yeah.
Oh, right.
Fargo with a werewolf. So Fargo's not everybody's bag, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, a great thing that kind of like described this movie, maybe not the dialogue so much, but he comes around the corner in his police car hot and shoots a shotgun one-handed out the window. And you're like, he's making a character turn here. No. 30 seconds later, he's saying horrible shit to his daughter again.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how he snaps awake when he gets the call and just takes off.
Yeah. So they do good stuff like that. We're like, okay, he's coming out of the pit. No. He's still an asshole.
Jack had the bell. It's time.
I feel like it's time for spoilers.
It is. It's
Bring it, fucker.
time.
Spoiler alert. Go now or forever hold your peace.
All right, I got to ask. Was the dude who was the killer in the costume, was he in the movie before? Like,
Yes.
I did not remember him.
So
at
I
all.
don't
Pulled
remember
up
him
at
either.
The first murder. He's like, you gotta let me through. My wife's gonna kill me. I'm gonna have to call this place a haunted house in order to rent
He's
it.
that guy?
He's that guy, and then he's one of the people that they're interviewing.
Yes.
And he keeps referencing his wife, but then at the end, when the sheriff goes to his house and he's like, "Are you married?" and he's like, "No," and that's part of the reason why he remembers. It strikes him like you kept referring to your wife.
I didn't catch that. I thought I remember seeing him in the interrogation scene. I was like, oh, it's that guy from the interrogation scene. But I thought, like, having only watched it once and missing that other scene that he was in, like, I didn't put it together. And that was like kind of one of my complaints. But now that you explained it, it's not really much of a complaint anymore, because I was like, they should have done more with that character. Like, he should have been
a little bit more. He needed
a little bit more. Yeah,
I
than
didn't
just like
notice
one.
The fact
He's there. Like, his
had no
picture is
fucking
also
clue.
the girl is holding like the lease or whatever when she's renting the house at the beginning.
Mhm.
And I mean, you have to be an eagle eye to catch this, but his picture's on the flyer.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
This is why why they didn't do a good job foreshadowing him. He looks exactly like my brother-in-law. There is no difference between the two of them at all. So
you
like
really
when
should have remembered.
when he went into the house, I'm like, holy shit, it's Rick. I'm like, what the hell is he doing in this movie? So the fact that I didn't register that a doppelganger of someone in my family was in this movie shows they didn't do a good enough job.
But I think they did do a good job, because if you go back and watch, you can see they did, but they didn't. There's nobody going, oh, I knew it was that guy the whole time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but I think when you watch a good twist movie, when it happens, you go, "Oh my god!" When this happened, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, exactly.
There was no aha moment. I was just like, "I don't get it." But
it might work for a second viewing, but for the first viewing, it was like, oh, that kind of came out of nowhere, and
I
that
needed
didn't
a
hit.
little bit more of him.
That was really my only complaint with the movie, though. But it was funny when I was watching it. I was like, "This werewolf just looks like a guy in a werewolf costume," and I wasn't sure if that was intentional. And then it ended up being intentional. So I enjoyed that. I was like, "Oh shit! It really was just a guy running around in a wolf costume."
Great twist. That
wasn't
supernatural at all. It was just some crazy tall taxidermist.
Yeah, some giant dude running around in a costume.
That's what's great about movies, right? Because the way he was reacting, like, there's no such thing as werewolves, you know?
Yeah.
Like in real life, that is a totally legit thing to say. And if you even suggested a werewolf, you would get laughed out of a room. In movies, there can be more like, well, maybe this is really weird, man, or whatever. Yeah. And you're watching the whole time going, is this going to be supernatural or not? So it's that movie world logic versus real world that our main character is like, no, there's no werewolves.
Yeah, he stays very grounded in reality, which is it worked. Yeah, it worked. It worked on a lot of levels, and I really liked this movie a lot.
Well, that was to be part of the red herring, because my wife, smart ass, thought she had to figure it out. She said, oh, well, look at his eye teeth. He's obviously the werewolf. Because if you notice, he's got these very big canine teeth. So I was like,
and he loses the tooth at one point.
I was like, that seems, like the transformation. I was like, that seems a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
But it was up there to kind of throw you off and make you think that he didn't even realize he was a werewolf.
I guess there was one hint when right at the end when he goes to the guy's house and the guy answers the door and he's clearly like bent over, like looking up. I'm like, what the hell's going on with Quasimodo here?
When he stands up and it just keeps going up and up, that was awesome.
But by the time he gets to that door, you're like, oh, he's at Buffalo Bill's house. Like, he's totally found the bad guy.
Yeah.
I listen, when he slaps the guy, the morgue guy, the coroner, that was hilarious. When he pulls the other guy aside, he's like, when the guy says wolf in front of the newsroom, and he's like, take a walk with me. Take a walk.
Starts fighting.
Yeah.
He's the biggest asshole ever. Like, this is the boss you'd never want ever. And when he keeps making fun of Ricky in his AA meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what a dick.
He was such a douche, and like I love this freak outs. They were almost like Nicolas Cage-esque, but more like reeled in a little bit.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I love like those types of characters who are just like off the rails, just insane.
But when he's heading out of the police station with the gun, and he's telling the woman there, like, he's got a heart murmur. You got to take care of my father. I can't do it. The pressure that this guy's getting from home and the job and the murders and his father. You just see the weight of that. And so that's where I really love the performance. I'm like, this guy's funny and he's got a Bruce Campbell thing going, but he's also really conveying somebody who's just going through stuff and it's taking a toll on him. That's
he is saying all the shit out loud that you keep in your head when things get rough. He has no ability to hold it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was what was cool about it, because he was, obviously under a lot of pressure, and he was just like taking it out on everybody around him. And Jack's right. Like that scene where he's just like, everything kind of comes to a head, and he can't handle it. And like he portrayed that really well, I thought.
Yeah. Look, when you're banned from an AA meeting, you're a fucking idiot. And the fact that he acknowledges he's an asshole, I thought that was necessary too.
He threatened that one guy, and then you just see him look up and go, okay, I'm going.
Yeah, well, you tried to go to the meeting drunk, right?
Yeah, well, look, dude.
That's
that
great.
happened.
I love that.
When he falls down in the kitchen, that was like the moment where I was like, oh, this is
when he
heavy.
Smashes into the open oven door.
He opens the oven as he's falling, lands on it, and then flips off it. That's an impressive stunt.
Yeah. No, there's so much I liked about this movie. You know what? I hope it's still good. Like my rental, I can watch it again because I will.
Yeah.
And then when his daughter at the end is showing signs of anger issues, like he has when she's in the dorm room and she punches it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like out of nowhere. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But then what does she find? because he says I left something for you for protection, which you see the condoms, but then she looks back in the drawer and then she makes a weird face and looks out into the hallway. So we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
The other thing he left in there was. I'm thinking you've gone with silver bullets.
Yo, the Blu-ray is only $15 on Target. I might just buy it.
Are you serious?
That's not
Really?
bad.
Yeah.
I might
That's
do
a
that.
good deal for that movie.
I'm telling you,
Going on the Christmas list.
I think I'm going to get it. And
All right,
listen,
Tim,
just
I got
watching.
your Roku. Jason, you want the Wolf of Snow Hollow?
I think that's
Jack,
Jack. That's got to be Jack.
I'm getting you The Craft.
Oh, nice. Also, just real quick, how beautiful was that? Like those drone shots of Utah.
Oh yeah,
We
Utah's
brought
a
up
beautiful place. I kind of want to go there.
now that everyone has a drone. Every movie has an overhead shot of a car driving down a highway. Every movie. It's amazing.
Yeah,
but it was beautiful. The scenery is gorgeous up there.
Yeah, no more B-roll overhead shots of just random places. Now it's like you can get real shots now.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. Even shitty low budget movies have good looking shots. Tremors,
what a time to
Tremors
be
looked
alive!
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably
Tremors?
just flew a drone across that whole island.
Well, look at that. 4 of us agree.
This is insane.
This is a beautiful thing. That's how.
So this movie will probably fall in all of our top 10s or top 13s or whatever. Probably.
Yeah. Look, it has to be a Hail Mary from Hollywood at this point. Of many Hail Marys to fill my list, even. So this is in there.
I don't know. The beginning of the year, there's some good shit, man. Like, I don't think I'm going to have trouble. It's just everything's going to be from June and earlier.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Except for this. But
all right. Well, this is a good one, boys. Another one in the can, as they like to say in certain sectors of society.
In the biz.
As always, we encourage you to spread the word about the Holy Church of Final Guys. Tell your friends, and rate us and like us and all those other things. And we are going to be back next week with a non-live episode that we're actually filming after we all pee. And we're going to do the movie Spree and not the candy that I used to love as a child that Jason had no idea because they suck on river rocks back when he was growing up.
hey, Joe.
So stay tuned next week. It'll be there. Well, it's not gonna be live. Are we gonna post it Tuesday night?
Yeah, I'll schedule it. It'll release same time as always.
All right, so it'll be like we're actually there.
8 o'clock on YouTube.
Text us while we're doing our stuff. So
leave asshole comments. We'll talk about it the next week.
That's right. So good night, you bastards.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Game over,